Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the late start today. I was having to cook a little bit of lunch because I got hungry, as usual, as a human usually does. So yeah, give me one quick second, just finishing setting up the last few things here. So yeah, thank you guys for coming in today. Scanning this one. Oh, okay. Yeah. So as you can hear by the music, and as you can see right now, we're playing some Ace Attorney again, but this time a new case, the one I haven't done yet. So as I've pretty much harped every now and sorry, I forgot I'm on Twitch right now. So as I pretty much harped on and on about on my give me one quick second. Let me just. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot how to do my stream. Okay, there. I'm on Twitch. There we go. So, as I've mentioned so many times already at this point, I haven't done the fourth case of this game because the one thing I wanted to do is that I mainly wanted to stick with getting that first case, the third case done, and then get into this. But for now, but not for now. Now I'm going into the fourth case, which is one case I have not done yet, and so I am very interested to see how that case plays out because I have no clue what's going on. Obviously, I knew everything from case 1, 2, 3, and now going to case 4. A new case is always so much fun, especially when you're playing an Ace Attorney game. So, let me just do one quick little adjustment here. Okay, get that done. Alrighty. Okay, I think that should be good. So now we're gonna go continue where we left off. And yes, there's Mr. Sholmes. Sexiest man of the 1800s.
Pipe in hand, Sholmes looked down at the thick, rolling fog outside our window. I wonder exactly how many mysteries are out there, hidden within this bed of fog, he said. Indeed, a most bizarre incident, born of a curious advertisement. A hellhound's mad gallop through the shadows of a serial murder. An executed man's graveyard resurrection in the dead of night. And a commonplace killing in a small, forgotten room at the edge of town. There is, naturally, always another side to every case, of which most remain ignorant.
This is very true.
And it is that other side which compels me to the scene of the crime, Wilson. So quickly now, take your hat and let's be on our way, my dear fellow. For our adventure is not over yet. Come, the game is afoot.
Oh, this is very interesting already. You have to admit though, because that's Iris's writing skills there. Oh, no. I can just adjust a couple of things. And here. 8 days after that earth-shattering trial, and Cosimo regaining his memory, we were in the foyer of one of London's most luxurious hotels, the Great Waterloo Hotel. Oh wait, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get a little overlay going here. There we go. Okay, sorry. 1st of November. You gotta admit though, like the art style's really good. So back to what I was saying real quick about Iris. That's her writing all that the manuscripts and everything for the books and everything. So, well, not the books, the inserts. What are they? called inserts. I don't know how you refer to that. Whatever it's in Rants magazine, those editorials, I guess. One of the things about her doing that is that's her writing style, and she's for for her age, very well written, better than I was in elementary school. I'm being very honest. Give me 1 second. The pop filter's not fitting right. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna move it up a little bit because I cannot get it in the right position when I'm doing this. Usually when I have my pop filter on, it usually goes in easily. Sometimes though, like this, it's just being a nuisance. Here we go. That should be better. There we go. That's better. Okay. Sorry about that. Professor Mikotoba is due to arrive at any moment.
Yes, I'm so glad we got here in time.
Susato-san hasn't been the same since what happened. Not that I'm surprised.
The truth about Kazuma-sama's father.
Huh?
Do you suppose my father knew?
That he was actually the mass murderer, the professor, you mean? I knew that's what she was thinking about. There's a good chance, I'd say. I mean, they did come here to London together 16 years ago, didn't they?
Yes, that's true.
Come to think of it, didn't you say that Professor Mikotoba knew about Kazuma going missing in Hong Kong as well?
That's right, but for some reason, he wasn't at liberty to talk to me about it.
That probably means he knows then. That's crazy, like, he knows a lot more than we know, obviously, and he's not telling us anything. Not just him, Sholmes, and I'm pretty sure Gregson knows some things about this, because it's very strange that all these things are happening, and especially with relations to the Japanese Empire, and yet obviously no one wants to muddle those relationships, but at the same time it's like no one's being no one's suspecting, not suspecting. Why is no one like bringing more attention to this and everything? That's one thing I want to bring up. Oh, hey Mustang. Yeah, welcome back in. Sorry, like I was in the middle of a ramble there. I'm trying to get my thoughts here, because the thing is for me with happy Tuesday to you. Sorry. The one thing I have to say about all of this going on is that it's strange that like no one is bringing up like why all these Japanese things are happening in England. Like, why is Kazuma-sama's father like being hidden? Obviously it was because of that treaty that was going on. I know that, but at the same time it's a bit strange that not one thing is being brought up about it, and everything's like being swept under the rug. I feel like there's some bigger conspiracy that's happening here. Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's some big conspiracy, like there's an underground group doing something, because it seems like too much of a coincidence that everybody is here knows something. It cannot be a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? It can't be a coincidence. Ugh. Anyway, enough of that. I gotta get back to this. About Kazuma showing up here in London with amnesia, and that he's regained his memory now. Ah, there she is. Oh! Okay. Oh, Jesus. I forgot what Judge Jugoku looks like, and I forgot about his beard. But this is the first time we've seen him without his hat. Oh, that's cool. And this is the first time we see our father with a hat. And oh, they're in nice suits too. Man, everything's going great here.
Oh, Father!
Hello, Susato. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We're delighted you've arrived safe and sound.
Hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Very kind of you to take the trouble to meet us here. Oh, no, not at all. It's my pleasure. We've heard all about your extraordinary exploits here in London, you know. The news has crossed the seas.
It has?
I always look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive with the steamships from Britain.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man? And why do I feel as though I've seen him with him before? Under the hand of his gavel.
I take it from your expression that you can't quite place me. In that case, how about a little reminder, Seishiro? A firm tap should do it. Yes.
A firm tap? What?
Here we go then. I hereby pronounce the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo guilty. Oh Jesus, yep, that'll do it. That'll remind him really well. I wonder if this is like a game over screen. That would be amazing if that was a game over screen. I tell you. Just the face. Oh god. Oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this.
You're...
Okay. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh my god, like, doing Ouchie was really fun because that was the one time I made an exception to the rules of the Japanese characters having normal sounding voices like my own. And no like crazy accents. Because with Ouchie you can't. You have to do the crazy inflections and everything. You have to with Ouchie.
These yokos are slow to mind, slow to mature.
You can't not do that with Ouchie. He's great. I miss him so much. Can he just go over to England and I can kick his ass again? I'll probably chop off the rest of the hair. Or no, that was Kazuma. Kazuma will chop off the rest of the hair.
Your Excellency! Hello, Judge Jugoku. How are you? It's been a long time.
Good you remember me now. That really did the trick. Guilty! Only I was declared not guilty, wasn't I? And there was no laughing at the time. So, London again after all this time. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. To be honest, I never thought I'd be back. Neither did I. I didn't imagine Japan would ever be invited to an international symposium like this. Though really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Seishiro? What are you talking about, Yujin? Of course, Judge Jugoku. He must complete the set. He's the other man who, 16 years ago, came to London with Kazuma's father and Professor Mikotoba. He is the third visiting scholar. Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time.
I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you?
I knew you were jealous. Why does it sound like Patrick Warburton laughing? I don't know. Kind of sounds close to it.
Sorry? Ministerial status? Yes, didn't you know? Seishiro here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. It was his personal insistence that allowed you to take Kazuma's place here on this study tour.
Guilty as charged. Can they please stop laughing? This is starting to hurt my throat now.
Oh, well, thank you very much. He's really every bit as important as he looks. Ah, yes, Naruhodo. Oh, yes, now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Strongheart yesterday. Oh, you did? It appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved with 8 days ago. About what happened 10 years ago. That tragedy.
Expect Reno Sky
Why are you taking pauses between your words? Yes. Could you tell us any more about it? Can you please stop staring at me?
Jesus.
So, how was the voyage here?
Well, 50 days at sea is a long time by anyone's standards. But it wasn't as bad as when we first came 16 years ago.
No, that's true. Then I truly wondered if we wouldn't be Then I truly wondered if we wouldn't be drifting in the vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time, we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience. Ah, so you stopped in France's beautiful capital, Paris?
We did, yes, though only for one night. And yesterday evening, we left the port of Dunkirk for Dover. Just in time for the symposium, in fact. It starts tomorrow.
It's wonderful that you were invited to attend in such an important international event. I'm very proud of you, Father.
It's thanks to Seishiro here. 16 years ago, he managed to integrate.
Okay, give me one quick second. How the heck do you pronounce this word?
Let's see.
Ingratiate.
Ingratiate, okay. That's how I say it. Ingratiate. It's thanks to Seishiro here. 16 years ago, he managed to ingratiate himself with Britain's Attorney General. I'm sure that's why he was invited. And I suppose you could say I'm something of an appendage by default. Speak for yourself, Eugen. You were close friends with the professors of forensic science at a major hospital.
Yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up, really.
No, there's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, but it doesn't bring him back.
Kazuma's father, I suppose.
Before I go to that one, let me just do a quick look around.
Look at that. It's a picture of the Crystal Tower. Well, the Great Exhibition is one of Britain's most prestigious achievements in recent years. I wonder how tall it is. It really does represent the pinnacle of scientific achievement in so many ways.
There's a 20-meter tall chimney on the bathhouse near my lodgings at Yume University. The attendant there is always boasting that it's the tallest object in the neighborhood.
I'm sure. Did you know that over the channel in Paris, there's a tower that's 300 meters tall?
What? How many times taller than the chimney at Yume's Soaking Hot Springs is that?
And if that's tall, how does it draw properly? The smoke would get stuck surely. I don't think it's that sort of tower, Mr. Naruhodo. Who designed it? Apparently some man named Eiffel, I think. What are they gonna call it? The Eiffel Tower after him? Pfft, yeah, right. Have you seen all those sparkling jewels up there? They must have gathered every gem in the world for that. Ah, it's called a chandelier, I believe. It's designed to provide elegant lighting in large, spacious rooms like this. So they had to gather every gem in the world just to illuminate one room? It's probably electric light bulbs that are actually throwing the light. What's electricity? If I tried to hang something like that from the ceiling in the office, it would be scraping on the floor. I think perhaps chandeliers aren't for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh. That desk is known as the hotel reception. Anyone wanting to spend the night has to report there to sign in for their stay. Oh, so do you think that's the head clerk behind the desk there? Yes, I'm sure it must be. I'd love to stay in a grand hotel like this for a little while, wouldn't you? Just to know what it's like. If the hotel fee was paid through our stipend, I'm afraid it might bankrupt our homeland.
Don't you remember the first visit to England in the very first game? I think it was in the third case, and they nearly lost all their money because they were so tired and they had to go, and they stayed in a hotel and they lost so much. I feel like that's like she doesn't want to bring that up. If they bring it up, please can they bring it up, because I just want to bring that back up, please, because that was so funny. It's like we all relate to that. We were very desperate, and we just paid whatever to just to get by.
True. London gives the word expensive a whole new meaning.
Aw, dang, they didn't mention it. That's okay though. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Look at those cases just left there on that trolley. Aren't they worried about thieves?
I know I am.
Haven't you seen the porter over there? Don't worry, he's obviously keeping an eye on everything.
I don't think he has eyes, because it just, well, no. I'm looking at the clerks, not the porter. He does have one dot for an eye. Is that okay? I don't know.
Ah, so it's a trap, designed to catch any chancers who might be tempted.
Hello, sir. I remember you. I hope you don't remember me.
Why did the porter give me such a scathing look just now? Do you suppose? Well, some might say you look a little suspicious with your jet black clothes.
Not everyone clad in black is some sort of ninja who with intent to steal, you know. I don't know, Rinosuke, you shouldn't be getting too comfy now, should you? Alrighty, back to that.
The professor, the killer who took the lives of 5 members of the British aristocracy, was actually Kazuma's father, wasn't he?
That's correct. Genshin Asogi.
It seems like he made a big impact on British society. Genshin. You knew, I presume, father?
Yes. He was a close friend at the time. Genshin came to Britain as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques at Scotland Yard. I've never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts.
It was a closed trial, so the public never knew the truth, and he was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people know what really happened, even in our homeland. But what about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father? No, of course not. He was told his father passed from sickness. However, I suspect he may have had his doubts. Oh. Why? As you know, I tried to guide Kazuma growing up, as if he were my own son. Then one day, he came to my office at the university and said, "I've decided I want to travel to Great Britain and study there."
Okay, I forgot how to distinguish Kazuma and Ryunosuke. I gotta remember that.
Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death?
I don't know. But when I looked into his eyes, I did know that there was no way I'd be able to stop him.
Oh. Something else came to light in that trial the other day, actually.
Oh? What?
Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year, Kazuma has since turned up here in London, working as the apprentice of Lord Van Zeeks.
What? What? That's news to us.
So, Lord Strongheart's telegram neglected to mention that part then.
I wonder what... I want to... Can you see that telegram real quick, please? I want to know what the hell is going on here.
As you know, we both thought Kazuma had died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January. But he didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, Father? What aren't you telling me?
In actual fact, no. What I did know is that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished. We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try to ascertain what had happened, but to no avail. But he's still alive. And here in London, you say? I never dared even to dream it. Why on earth did the young man not make contact? The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now.
Well, it seems that he was suffering from amnesia.
What? Amnesia?
When we first came across him again here in London, he didn't know who either of us were.
I see.
He only regained his memory 8 days ago.
This is unbelievable. No, that was a Mikotoba. This is unbelievable. There we go. Yes, it's quite miraculous. I wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. I must speak with him urgently.
I wonder how Kazuma's been these past few days.
Is he really? I don't know. Can we go check on him? You know, it's been a few days. It's been a week. It'll be fine. Would it be wrong for us to go and visit him? Maybe. I don't know. I never had someone with amnesia. I never had that happen, so I wouldn't know. That began 16 years ago now. It's a distant memory, really. It was Yujin here, Genshin Asogi, and myself. We were the original three. The first judicial scholars from Japan to travel overseas to study. Ocean voyages were not what they are today, I can tell you.
16 years ago, things were tough for their generation.
Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at... Oh no, I'm starting to sound like the British judge. Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at Yume University at the time, you know, young lady.
Yes, grandmother told me.
He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy, practically unheard of in Japan. Yes, it was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of a prison and a burial ground. Ugh, not more talk of graves. Very often, there's no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy work. So you see, autopsy labs have something of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons. Not my cup of tea at all. Do you remember the Scottish prison and governor? Caden, his name was. He was a good man. Yes, but then of course, in our 6th year here, everything changed with that dreadful case. When Genshin was arrested for a series of the most gruesome murders. I simply couldn't believe it. I'd known the man for years. I was a witness at the secret hearing. I was there at the hanging. He squirmed, and I tried to speak in his defense, but you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you? Well, suffice to say that after that trial, we were sent back to Japan. There was nothing more we can do to save Genshin. It was a lost cause, sadly.
Oh.
I can only imagine, though, like, these men basically did their best that they could to save their best friend, but in the end they couldn't do anything. And that's sad, like, knowing you did everything you could, but you still couldn't save someone. Even though, like, I'm pretty sure they knew he was guilty, but because he's their friend and everything, they had to do something, even if it meant like risking even their innocence. There you go. I was about to say immunity, but they ain't immune to British laws, just like him. Well, if you'll excuse us now. Yes, I'd like to get this trunk up to my room as soon as possible. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up for so long.
I'll call for the porter then. Just wait here.
Sutatto-san's gone off at a run. I'd like to say and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck.
Naruhodo. I hope you'll keep an eye on Susato for me. Keep looking after her as you obviously have been.
Oh, no. I mean, if anyone's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me.
Well, I do appreciate you being there for her. After all, I've been a miserable father to her. I thoroughly let her down. Oh, no. No. You've done the best you could. Oh. Like, I hate how he says that because, yeah, he was gone literally for the very beginning of her life, and he's been trying his best to be a good father and everything. He's obviously trying his best, and he doesn't. And in his mind, he doesn't see him as the best father. But no, it's like how I am with Dojima in Persona 4. He's being the best that he can for Nanako, and like, I don't care. It hurts because like they don't see themselves as being great fathers, and they're literally being the best they can possibly can, and that's what's sad. Like, as long as you're doing the best you can in the moment, no matter what, you're still gonna be a better father or better parent than most people are. That's sad. Like, your kid may not understand when it's happening in the first part, but later in hindsight, or maybe later they'll learn that you're doing your best for them, and they'll understand that. That's the one thing that's very upsetting. Sorry. What do you mean? Excuse me. Well,
It was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know. The very year Susato was born. Yes, I heard. The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but... well, sadly, it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life, too. Oh, yes, Susato's-san hinted at something like that. It was a rather turbulent time at home. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. The point is, I became rather less dependable than befits a grown man. And it was then that Seishiro offered me the opportunity to study here in Great Britain. I was too worried about you to leave you behind. So perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London. So, that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not readily afford young women such things, I must say. I completely understand, Professor. One other thing, Naruhodo. If I may be so bold, I have a favor to ask you. Oh, really? Of course. What can I do for you? Well, the thing is, I'm so sorry that took so long.
Oh, well, there goes that favor.
Mr. Sato. Now then, allow us to take your bags.
Allow me to take your bags. Allow me to take your bags.
One moment, if you please, Porter.
Of course, sir.
That machine around your neck, it's a camera, I believe.
Quite right, sir. Just 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir.
Well, I think given the occasion, we could justify the expense.
Yes, of course.
Oh, that is so cute. Oh, that was really sweet. I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Mr. Naruhodo. It's really made Father very happy, I think. Oh, well, I'm pleased then. But we were interrupted before... Professor Mikotoba was about to ask me something. Shall we return to Baker Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us. Yeah, let's go. I'm getting more and more anxious about Kazuma, though. Perhaps I'll try to meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask after him. Well, nothing more we can do. We gotta get going. There's that mask. The one he was wearing. I don't even know how to make that sound. What was that? A man screaming in a most unflattering way. What's a flattering scream? Okay, real quick. In what way is a man screaming flattering? I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know how a man's scream can be flattering in any way, because I've never heard anyone say a man screaming in a flattering way.
Am I the only one who is a bit weird by this? Like, what does Susato have in her mind? I don't know, man. I don't know at this point. I don't know. Do you think? Could it have been Mr. Sholmes?
Oh my. I do hope not. He's so hot.
Oh my god, who are these people?
I don't do it anymore.
Mon ami. Stop this graceful display, huh? Who are these people? Look at their hair.
It's bright red. I think they must be clients of Mr. Sholmes.
Right, you two, you're coming with me now. Down to the clank.
No, not in prison. It is dark and damp and I don't like it.
But the darkness, it is my friend. I am not scared. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
But you're always scared of the dark.
Shut your mouth, you idiot. I'll be sit quietly in the dark and plan our next daring heist. I don't like this. I don't like it.
Well, Tom, we'll finish this down at the yard. Now get moving.
Okay.
Bye then, Ginny. Have fun. Oh yeah, thanks, Iris. And thanks, you're great detective.
Where's Sholmes? Where's my main man, Sholmes?
Gina makes a fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie and Bruno. Hello, Iris. We're home. Well, did you find your daddy?
Daddy in which sense, Iris? Because there's multiple definitions to that.
Yes, we've arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, but that's great news. I hope I'll get to see my daddy again soon. Yes, of course.
Dr. John H. Wilson. So, Iris, all that remains now is that the greatest problems known to man. What the? What the? No! What did you do to your hair? What did you do? Oh no! Oh no! What the hell did you do to your hair? Oh no, this is a cursed image. This image is cursed. What the hell is this? Oh, what the fuck? Oh god, what the hell are you? Hey. Bro, what did you do to your hair? No, Sholmes, what are you doing? I'm peeking like crazy. I don't care. What did you do to your hair, Sholmes? What did you do? Oh god. Okay. Okay, here we go, I guess. I can't even say his lines. I can't take him seriously, bro. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Just breathe and we'll push through it. Oh boy, here we go. But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe 70 is in order, don't you, my dear fellows? What did you do to your Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Do I have a crumb or such like on my face? Not so much on your face.
As on your head, I'd say.
Come along then, everyone. I've brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea. Whatever is going on here today?
In that case, let us sit and drink now. For I am, in fact, expecting a guest later today. God. Oh no, Sholmes. I guess we're gonna stick with this for today. I don't want to stick with this today, but oh god. Okay, you know what? That was taking a toll on my throat. I'm gonna get a drink. Oh god, what the hell is going on? Okay, we're back with, I was gonna say strawberry Sholmes, but that's gonna be too mean on strawberries. He's ketchup Sholmes now. I guess we're dealing with this. Let's do it.
Mr. Sholmes? Who were the two gentlemen that were here before?
Oh, just a pair of petty criminals. Nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all manner of infractions.
When the mood takes you?
All manner of infractions? But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Herlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out.
Oh my! You were the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes?
But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally.
You should have asked the Gracie to come too. We could have had an arresting tea party.
What is happening today? I don't get it. I said I was ready for a new case, but this is too much. Can we take a break from all the craziness, please? Can we just take a break? I can't deal with all the craziness anymore. I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming. The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Aha! I have it! A bungler. That's the word.
It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. So those redheads had been up to no good.
I wonder what the men did.
You and I both. Because even I don't know.
What was that about the greatest problems known to man that you mentioned before?
Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes?
How should I best explain it? Are you aware the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance?
Well, I think I've heard talk of it somewhere. Possibly.
No, you don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're stupid. It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was newly proposed 40 years ago now. According to its author, Mr. Darwin, we humans were once apes who lived in the treetops.
Wait, what? We were apes? Indeed, and from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans, it has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man.
Our lot? What is this great problem, Mr. Sholmes?
Why is it not obvious, my dear madam? The problem of rent. 525,600. Ha. That's an equally good response. What I just did and what Mr. Sholmes just said. Either one works.
But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Tuspel's only the other day?
Pshaw, a large sum. One potted herb for Iris and a new motor car for me later, and all of it has quite disappeared, I assure you.
Honestly, Hurley, you know you squandered it.
Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem, for the coming month at least.
And what was the answer?
Why, there was a substantial clue before your very eyes.
Don't tell me. Let me see.
Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There is one particular feature about my person that has changed. You should notice it in the end, I think.
In the end?
It's been stabbing me in both thighs right from the very beginning of our conversation. Sholmes, I love you, but please, why are you doing this to me? You're making my crush work really hard.
I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know. I can't. Not anymore.
Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on any much longer.
It's already killing me. God.
Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us,
I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives, I want to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
That case aboard the SS Buria in January. Kazuma wasn't killed. And you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on?
The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he died, his life would have been in mortal peril.
Huh?
Of course. A side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you know now. Now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew.
But how?
After they'd carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse.
That's a lot of covering up to do.
Oh, how horrible.
It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course.
But why? Why do it in the first place?
I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events.
What events?
His disappearance in Hong Kong.
Oh.
I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment.
Mr. Sholmes, that was my boyfriend. Oh, he was mine too. What? What? Okay.
Okay, I want to see what happens if I present the badge again. Mr. Sholmes, about this. Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, is this the first time you've shown me this particular trinket?
Oh, I don't really remember, to be honest.
If my saying that it's a collar for a breed of miniature canine with a particularly long neck were to precipitate a "here we go again" from your lips, we could be sure it was not the first time. Deduction, you see, my dear fellow. Deduction. Oh my god. I tell you, like, it doesn't seem like he's that smart, but he is. He just pretends to be like a himbo sometimes. Like right now with his hair. It's the hair. It's the freaking hair. I can't anymore. I don't want to look at his face with that hair anymore. Okay, just change it back. Oh god.
The mask Kazuma wore when he was assigned to Lord Van Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up. We ought to give it back to him, I suppose. But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? And I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself. But isn't he your best friend?
Well, boyfriend.
I get that right, Susato. He's my boyfriend. He's not just my best friend. My eye is always drawn to this big metal chest that Mr. Sholmes and Iris use at the coffee table. Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers? It is. So you'd think that they treat it with more care, really. But only the other day, I saw Mr. Sholmes kick it. Oh no! I suppose something must have been frustrating him. What a shame to mistreat the furniture, though. Was it damaged? The chest was fine, but Mr. Sholmes was doubled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes. Oh dear. That is a painful tale. This looks like last week's edition. What's that article circled in red ink there? It's in an advertisement column. It says, "To the Red-Headed League." The Red-Headed League. What's that? I swear, if this is like a cult thing going on, I don't know anymore. I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but oh my god. The face that she gives oh god, this is great. I changed my mind. I changed my mind on this day. Yeah, it goes up and down, but right now it's pretty high. It's a pretty good day. Pretty good, I would say. Oh god, here we go. Is something on my face? Clearly this has something to do with that lively hair. The Red-Headed League article has been entered into the court record. Oh god, here we go. Let's ask him. Let's do it. Let's do it. It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes. To the Red-Headed League. Does that strike you in some way? I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair. So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? In the first instance, and quite insurmountable observation. Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut.
So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits. Regale or boast? Oh boy. What is this Red-Headed League, Sholmes?
So what is the Red-Headed League, which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you've circled?
You noticed it in the paper then. That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment.
It was? How?
According to the advertisement, the Red-Headed League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair.
That doesn't entirely surprise me.
But listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week. Oh my, £4 a week?
But why? What are they paying people for?
That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement.
But surely every redheaded person in the country would be flocking to join in that case. You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once. So will I. Just on the off chance.
So everyone's gonna be dyeing their hair, and Iris is just gonna make sure it looks a bit more bright pink or magenta, I suppose? I don't know.
That might be stretching a point, I think.
The trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see.
Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can.
But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away.
It wasn't particularly lucky for the red head in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes.
So you decided to try to join in his place.
Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow?
No.
So why did it have to go so wrong?
What on earth happened?
A blunder, Mr. Naruhodo. Though it pains me to admit it.
What did you actually do to your hair, Mr. Sholmes?
I'm glad you asked, Miss Susato. What you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece.
What?
I changed the color of my hair overnight by the wonders of chemistry.
Chemistry?
I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves. And in the course of my work, I stumbled upon a potion that when taken, turns one's hair a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It will make every hair on your body perfectly crimson.
I think I'll pass.
But Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it?
Amateurs are always hampered by such fears.
But maybe it's these amateurs' fears that are keeping us alive, Sholmes.
Oh, I should have never doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to... No, Susato.
Susato, this is one of the few times where, like, him being a himbo is not being him pretending to be a himbo. Sometimes he's being a genuine himbo. Stop!
But of course, to earn £4 per week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger.
That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely.
So anyway, Hurley left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street, where the Red-Headed League were interviewing prospective new members.
So what went wrong?
The whole park was choked with red-headed folk, like a cluster's orange barrow. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. But when the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, Ah, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation? So naturally, I had no choice but to reply. Shh! Don't give me away. After which I could do little less but turn and leave. Then this morning, when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that pair into the police.
Oh dear, what a disaster. For Hurley and those two redheads. Mr. Sholmes, you mentioned before that you were expecting a guest today.
Indeed, Mrs. Otto, that is correct.
Not another of those red-headed gentlemen that were here before.
Not at all. They were petty villains. The guest I am expecting is a client.
Oh?
A young gentlewoman who wishes to appoint the services of this great detective, no less.
Oh, how wonderful, Mr. Sholmes.
You must stay and observe the fashion in which a great detective receives his customers.
Must we?
I have you in my clutches now, Brent. Just as I have you in my clutches, redheads.
That hearty laugh is masking rather sinister thoughts, I feel. You know, the lady isn't due for another hour yet. Don't feel as though you must wait around if you have other things to do.
So, this is time we go see a strong heart, I guess. But first, let me take a look around. Anything new? No, I don't think so. Actually, no, I didn't go to the left side. Let me see the left side. Nope, same as usual. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Oh no, it's Vampire Boyfriend. Why am I making Naruhodo have a big gay harem? I don't know. Here is the final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings. I've supplemented your original with the figures you asked for from the yard. I see. Excellent work. Thank you. You're welcome, my lord.
What's Lord Van Zeek's doing here?
My, there seems to be an awful lot of tension in the air. What did you say?
This place is stifling enough as it is. We really don't need any more tension.
Oh. My apologies. I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me.
Oh, no. It's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure.
From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here.
Now I'm gonna be confused with Mr. Odiasman.
Now then, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord. I'm right here. Kill me now.
But of course, one simple whack of my cane would do the trick. Is something wrong? You want to die? Sure, that's gonna be no problem for me. Come, right here. Perhaps it's a little too hot in here for you.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room at such a perfect temperature. Please don't kill me. I was just joking.
If you're sure. The beads of sweat carving their way down your face seem to just suggest otherwise.
Because of the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly.
As you're no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London earlier today, I hear, madam.
Oh yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited.
I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands, then Lord Van Zeeks. I will attend at once. Screw you. And it leaves like that.
He gave me a very cold stare as he left, didn't he? And he also said screw you to me. What could that mean? Well, I don't know, Mr. Naruhodo. Did you say something to him? Or write something to him?
What? No, I would never write something like anything that'll make him mad at me.
2 days earlier.
And screw you to the ends of the earth. And I can imagine like he was like if he did something like that, it's obviously like a letter he didn't mean to send, but probably like Iris, he went to go like use the facilities, and then Iris came saw it.
Oh, it's for Lord Van Zeeks. I'll take it to him directly.
I can only imagine that could happen in this world. That could really happen.
I know, but I haven't done anything yet, have I?
These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service? Mr. Naruhodo, he's talking about Dr. Scythe. Of course. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just, Fear not, you've done nothing wrong. Dr. Scythe's own wrongdoing precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further. That would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me.
I want my Dr. Scythe back. Mr. Naruhodo, can you bring him back to me, please? Lord Van Zeeks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since yesterday.
Oh. Missing? What's become of Kazuma-sama now?
Oh boy, there's a lot going on in this one. I can't even do this, man. I don't even know. Not long ago, visitor numbers to the great exhibitions exceeded 30 million.
30 million? Are there even that many people in the world? As a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, the population of the imperial capital Tokyo is 2 million.
I will be opening the international I will be opening the International Forensic Science Symposium in the exhibition's main auditorium. This event has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparations and negotiations with other countries.
It sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations.
The 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques, and cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symposium had to be hosted here at the heart of our great British Empire, in order that Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the New World.
He's the same as ever, I see. That passion of his is quite something. You're every bit as passionate in your own way, I'm sure, Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It was my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the art from the ground up. So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has been a bitter blow to my ambitions.
I feel like he's blaming me, you know?
I first established the forensic investigation team a year ago, experimentally to start with. With Dr. Scythe at the helm, it was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department.
And can you not do that now?
Obviously, nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancement in the field by a good 10 years, I'd say.
Unintended repercussions of our trial. We simply couldn't have overlooked what had happened, though.
Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both. But I still blame you. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but it won't alter them. But it won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way.
About Lord Van Zeek's apprentice.
Ah, yes. That came as a surprise to me, I must say, that you and he are old friends.
How did he become an apprentice to Lord Van Zeek's in the first place?
It came about 3 months ago. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. Let's see. They found him aboard a large goods vessel.
Oh my! So he stowed away to get here?
He had no papers to identify him, no passport, and he was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact he was clearly of Eastern descent, there was no clues as to who he was.
Oh. That's not Ryunosuke. Oh god, I'm so tired. This would obviously Sholmes this to me.
So I decided to assign him to Lord Van Zeek's. That way I can keep an eye on him.
But then, why the mask?
I didn't want to burden Lord Van Zeek's with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern apprentice.
Because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask.
He's proven to be a great help to Lord Van Zeek's. I have high hopes for his future.
By the way, did you know where he's gone?
No idea, but I believe he's left London for the time being.
Oh.
I take it you also didn't know. The man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean.
Huh. Oh, Genshin Asogi. What we learned from that trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my friend's father was...
Ah, yes. Genshin Asogi. The professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain.
They were such awful murders, and unprecedented, using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon.
And no one would have believed the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. So the true identity of the killer couldn't be made public then, and can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him, and neither do the citizens of London.
The main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time, I understand.
Correct. However, it has been noted that there were some supporters of the professor's apparent cause.
What? Supporters of a mass murderer?
The majority of the man's victims were a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a fair few thinkers in London believed anyway.
Right. I see. But it was still murder, wasn't it? It seems very similar, doesn't it? To the idea of the Reaper of the Bailey. Oh, you're right.
Reaper of the Bailey.
Okay. Do I have to... Should we show him this? I don't know. Can we show him this? I want to see what happens. Actually, no. Let's do this first. Could I show you this, Lord Strongheart?
I'm the Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence.
Oh,
especially when the evidence in question is so dull.
Ah, so that's the real reason. Okay, let's see what happens to this one. Nothing? Yeah, okay, nothing. Come on, yeah. He doesn't have time for our BS. Okay, I think that's all we can talk about with him today. I'm pretty sure we have to go back to, not the Waterloo. I think we have to go back to Shams. Okay, yeah, here we go. Oh, it's time.
Ah! Here is my guest now, my latest client, with money to spend.
Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Early.
Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating, save locating a runaway. Of course.
Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due.
What the? Oh god! Did she like kick in the door or something? Okay. What was her voice again? What was her voice? Okay, yeah.
Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, please, oh please. Please find my husband, he's run away.
What?
Oh. Oh gosh.
I've run away.
He literally just said, save her running away.
Oh, you poor man. To upset me?
I beg your pardon?
Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I didn't say a word.
Come, my dear madam. Be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please.
Of course.
What's the matter, Mr. Sato?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before, very recently. Like she was on a panel or something.
Yes, now you come to mention it.
As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure.
Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Being offered a case to solve is a reward enough.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence.
I will of course make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also.
If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
Oh, me?
What I'm about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest of confidence, you understand.
Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me.
Ah, I see.
I can vouch for the gentleman personally. After all, he's hard of hearing.
Why did I ever get my hopes up? Oh boy, here we go. It's just go like,
can you understand me?
Mrs. Vigil. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps.
Oh my!
Pshaw! My dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Ah, I knew I recognized her. Yeah, you're the one who shipped me with Lord Van Zeeks. My God, I forgot that she did that.
To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly. It sends shivers down my spine.
I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean.
Pardon?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really, nothing more.
Now look what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much. I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Yes. Tell us about your husband, madam.
Mr. Vigil, my daily, he's 40 years of age. I have a photograph here.
Well, he looks good for 40. An entirely unremarkable gentleman, by appearance at least. How long have you been married?
It will be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably.
As would appear. I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh gosh, oh golly.
Your dress is the latest style. Your hat is clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me.
Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other.
Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. Please. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreants of ill will?
What exactly is your husband's line of work? Perhaps I could apply there.
He's a warder at the prison.
A guard? That is somewhat unusual. So, your husband is a prison warder?
That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Wow. Indeed. I see. Well, chief prison warder could certainly qualify as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out.
Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments?
And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is
I hate big words.
He is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors.
Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes? I can only imagine like her for the trial.
Barclay Prison? Oh, that's where my husband works.
Really? Barclay? A fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there was a large cemetery just behind it.
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery.
No! Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court! That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you've lost me.
Ah, pay no heed, madam. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? I don't know. I can't tell what's coincidence and what's actually like been planned. So to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry? Yesterday. That really is recent. Laughably so.
The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever can have happened?
My dear Mrs. Vigil, please calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally, but sadly, they refused to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I can go with the police. However, let's not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
You seek only to put this sweet's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. Excuse me. Thank you for everything you've shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir.
Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession.
The photograph of Mr. Vigil has been entered into the court record.
Thank you. Now, allow me to show you to the door.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous.
And
you know, I think it every time, Ellie. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two? Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hoped to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of day tomorrow. By that time, I've successfully located Mr. Vigil. We shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those bleeding eyes. Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case?
Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually.
Excellent. And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. A Barclay prison, I mean.
Ah, so you noted that.
Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison. So it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
I was about to say incinerated. He was burnt to death.
The professor.
And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem.
It's all very peculiar.
Indeed.
but nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Run along to the prison and see what you can glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried. But aren't you going to go yourself? Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair. But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair? That was a quite different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. Goodbye, Mr. Sholmes. Of course you are. Well, and move. Let's do it. Okay, I think after this one after this place I'm gonna save and get some rest, cause man, I need to take a nap.
Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its 4 high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower.
What kind of warder's office is this? I mean, what kind of government? What? Why is the clock a guillotine? I don't know. Okay, I don't even know. This episode is crazy. I don't even know anymore, man. Holy crap! I don't. What kind of... Is he Scottish or something? I don't even know what kind of accent to give this guy. Okay. I'm going to do a very bad accent with this guy. And I apologize to everybody. But here we go. This place is full of hardened criminals. I cannot remember the last time a civilian was done here. And you don't know what to talk... And you did not want to talk to an inmate, but to me. Oh, holy. Oh my god, his face. Oh god, that was freaky. Jikin, here I am. I'm the governor. Barricaded.
Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer.
An Easterner, I say. Does that mean?
Yes, I am a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan? Just say Japan.
Yes.
Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh?
I didn't notice another prison next door, sir.
Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about...
I didn't like to be so direct, but I can't even do his accents anymore. It's so crazy. I've no intention of speaking with the likes of you, especially looking Easterners. Now get out of me here. So as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this.
That surely means...
I think it's because of the professor case.
You think so too? 10 years ago, Genshin Asogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison.
I might have known. I might have known. You're sniffing around about that case, aren't you? You're right, Inside. Part of the professor's great web, no doubt.
No, not at all. We're just...
Get going with you. Before I punch your lights out.
We're going. Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here, unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caden. What are you thinking, Mr. Sato? I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have been here to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling.
I said get out! We gotta go back to the hotel then. I think I'll leave that for the next time because, oh god. I'm so tired. This case is crazy. Sholmes is a redhead. People are blaming me. They're being racist against me because I'm Japanese. They're getting mad at me. My voice is tired. Someone's missing from this prison. He could possibly be dead. I don't know anymore. I don't know. This case is just a lot. Okay, so what to say? What is there to say about this entire case? I don't even know, man. There was a lot. We already had Kazuma. Like, Kazuma went away, but we know that his father's a murderer. Then we know that Judge Jugoku and Professor Mikutoba are back home. Not back home, but Britain's not their home. They're here now with us, and now we have to deal with them. And now Mr. Sholmes is a redhead. I don't even know anymore, dude. What the heck is this case? And it's not even like an actual case yet. The only thing we have is like, oh, my husband's missing, but I don't even know. Bro, what is this case? I don't even know this case anymore. Oh god, my head hurts so much. Okay. So I think it's gonna be a good time to take a break from this because, oh god, my head hurts. I need to cook some dinner, and I'm very tired. So I think it's gonna be a good place to end the stream. But why is Mr. Sholmes a red? I'm thinking about this too much, aren't I? I don't even know what he was trying to think. What he was gonna get away with. He only dyed his hair and eyebrows. Well, actually, not just hair, everything else. But still, what do you think was gonna happen? Everyone knows who Mr. Sholmes is. So what was the point? I don't even know, bro. I don't even what? Oh god. You see why I love and hate this man at the same time? I don't even know why my crush is this bad. Oh god. Okay, so we're gonna stop here today because there's so much happening, and I need to just I just need to get that whiplash out of me. So, okay. Today's stream is now gonna be done. Oh yeah. So I was probably gonna do my Persona Day on Friday. However, that may have to be canceled or postponed because I have a lot of things to do this week. Like really, my schedule this week is pretty packed. So this week's Persona Friday may either have to be postponed or canceled, depending on a lot of things. So I updated the time to like a 10 a.m. stream, but that could change depending on how I'm feeling in the moment because I have a very, very loaded schedule. So for now, this may be this week's only stream. That could change. So just keep checking. Make sure you check my social media, check my Instagram, and keep in touch with my Twitch schedule here on as well. So besides that, if anything happens, everyone will be alerted on Instagram. So make sure you follow me there on my Instagram, and also just follow my Twitter and also my TikTok because that's where I think it would just be a good thing to have. I don't really use my Twitter that often though, so maybe not that one. Maybe TikTok though, it's actually pretty good too. So yeah, for now this is gonna be the only stream this week potentially. So for those who came today, thank you for coming in today. Thank you so much, and thank you, Mustang. It's always great to see you here as well. thank you so much for coming in today, guys. It was so much fun doing this. Maybe not so much for other parts, but it was fun nonetheless. All right, so yeah, thank you guys for coming in today. It was sorry for the delay and sorry for it being a little short, but yeah, thank you for so much, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.